Thank you, Evelyn, for being the best wife and partner anyone could hope for. You are to mothers what universal basic income is to solutions. Christopher and Damien, I hope this helps make your country stronger in the ways that matter. The rest of you get up. It's time to go. It's getting late in the day, and time is running short. I need you to see what I see. It has been my job for the past 6 years to create jobs. We're all about to lose on an epic scale. In 2016, something started bothering me, a feeling I couldn't seem to shake. As I crisscrossed the country, I often found places that seemed to be in the midst of long-term decay. I ate in diners where I was one of very few customers they'd see all day, drove past boarded-up businesses and for sale signs, walked into derelict buildings and factories. It was less the buildings and surroundings and more the people. They seemed despondent and depressed, like their horizons had been lowered to simply scraping by. It felt like a cry for help. The overall feeling was one of defeat and downtroddenness. It felt like the metaphorical water level in many places had risen and overtaken whole communities. I would often fly back to Manhattan or Silicon Valley after a trip and think, I can't believe I'm still in the same country, struggling to understand and share what I'd seen. I'd sit down for dinner with my friends and feel like a character in a play about people who ate well while the world burned. The problems are just getting worse. What the heck is happening to the United States?
I want to show you an example of a weak beta male.
Staffing a White House psychologist.
We need to destigmatize mental health issues in this country generally.
Of, how heady things got.
Beta. It's just like, I have this, I'm a long shot fringe candidate. I have my 15th minute of shame, I have fame and also shame.
I don't like Yang, and I don't like UBI.
Fuck Yang. Please. I've taken him apart on stream.
Andrew Yang is a New York entrepreneur who's never held political office.
Tonight, he spoke one-on-one with King 5's Natalie Swaby. She joins us now with what he had to say.
It was right here at Gasworks Park tonight that Andrew Yang said if elected, his first priority as president would be to implement $1,000 a month for every American adult.
Nobody knows who Andrew Yang is. He's not a politician, complete underdog, and surprisingly, actually, he's doing really well.
He's a serious person. He's smart and he cares.
The Tesla CEO tweeted his support for the venture capitalist on Saturday.
Gang, I'm gang.
Andrew Yang is polling above 2 senators and 1 governor.
He's actually higher in the polls. He's like this outlier. He's 44, the guy with the cap that said math.
You're raising issues that nobody else is talking about, and you're looking at it from a perspective that nobody else is really looking at him.
He's gone viral in a whole range of different communities.
He's not saying the same kind of stuff that all the other candidates are saying. And when he talks, it lands, in part because he's saying things that are unique.
I think America is ready for a different kind of president who's more about substance than form. I'm not a politician. I'm not someone who's been rattling around Washington for years or decades. Most Americans don't think that career politicians are going to solve our problems. And I think those problems are accelerating and getting more and more serious. I'm also a parent. And when you have kids, you also have a different perspective where you think, okay, how am I going to leave the country or the world in a condition that I'd be proud to leave to my kids? And right now, I'm not excited about the world we're leaving to our kids. Our life expectancy has declined for the last 3 years due to a surge in drug overdoses and suicides. 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. 57% say they can't afford an unexpected $500 bill. And so people are looking around and saying, wait a minute, if GDP's at a record high, why do things feel so lousy? How can you say an economy is healthy when our people are dying? If you say, someone else will take care of this, that almost never works. So I decided I could make a contribution.
So I came to Washington, D.C., and I said, what are we going to do? His official said to me, Andrew, you're in the wrong town. No one in this town is going to do anything about the problems that you described, because this town is a town of followers, not leaders. And the only way for us to do something about it is if you bring a wave crashing down on our heads. I looked at that and I thought, these words, challenge fucking accepted.
We talk about it like Donald Trump is the cause of all of our problems. He is not. He is a symptom. He is a manifestation. We are going through the greatest economic transformation in our country's history. I'm the son of immigrants myself, and if you go to a factory here in Michigan, you will not find wall-to-wall immigrants. You will find wall-to-wall robots and machines. Immigrants are being scapegoated for issues they have nothing to do with in our economy. And what we did to the manufacturing jobs, we will now do to the retail jobs, the call center jobs, the fast food jobs, the truck driving jobs, and on through the economy. Raise your hand in the crowd if you've seen stores closing where you live. It is not just you. Amazon is closing 30% of America's stores and malls and paying zero in taxes. In a country that is tearing itself apart with people turning on each other, this is the mindset of scarcity that is sweeping our country. We have to make big choices right now as a country, and we have to start evolving and advancing in terms of the way we see our economy and our role within it. What we have to do is we have to focus on fixing the system that is distorting and dehumanizing. I'm running for president because I'm an American and I'm a parent, and I can see the country we will leave to our children, and it is not something that I'm willing to accept.
The only thing I worry about is that some total unknown that nobody ever heard of comes along.
And so he would be someone to watch because there's still time for an outlier to kind of rise up.
Through all of the doubt, the cynicism, the ridicule, the hatred and anger, we must fight for the world that is still possible. Fight for each other like our souls depend on it. Climb to the hilltop and tell others behind us what we see. What do you see?
I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land.
And build the society we want on the other side. The rest of you get up. It's time to go. A dedicated group of the right people can indeed change the world. The better world is still possible. Come fight with me. Well, yeah, anyone watching this or listening to it, you can become part of the Yang Gang. It's a very cheap gang to join.
Yeah,
it's very
the cheapest
wholesome.
Gang around.
The cheapest gang around. If you gave $27, you'd be an above average member of the gang. You know?
Think of it as an investment.
Yeah.
You get $1,000
a month.
A month
for life.
Yeah.
You know, what's the return on $27 then? I can do the math. I'm very good at math. No, I can't do that math.
That's too complicated.
It's very high.
How would you get it? You just get a wire transfer every month?
Give them the way you want the money, you know, direct deposit into your account is preferable.
Whatever.